So it seems like in recent years the Sonic franchise has been in a kind of a downward spiral. They tried different things throughout the years but seemed like nothing really stuck. And to be honest, hasn't really innovated. Throughout the series he mostly had jump attacks and spin dashes. To be fair, in Sonic 3 he had a wider range of attacks, and some of the abilities were brought back for other games. Also in Sonic Adventures they had different characters, but let's be honest, that doesn't mean innovation. In every 3D Sonic game I never felt like I was in control. I would press forward and occasionally jump. I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy these games as a kid. I truly did. While replaying the Sonic series for this video, I had a better understanding of which was the better Sonic. And in my opinion, it's Sonic 3. It doesn't just feel like you're going to point A to B, but you have a better sense of problem solving. More so than I think in any other Sonic game. And I couldn't even tell you how many times I got lost on the sand level. Not to mention, I think this is where the Sonic franchise peaked musically, and was the first soundtrack I actually listened to outside of a game. Years later it came to my attention that Michael Jackson actually had an involvement in the music. I was trying to figure out how the series lost its luster. Although I loved the game when it launched, I believe Sonic Adventures is where the series started to kinda slack off a bit. I feel like it traded level design for the novelty of 3D. That's not to say that it's a bad game. The weird thing is that Sonic is in this weird state of limbo. Besides the Sega and Sonic All-Star Racing games, the Sonic franchise hasn't been critically acclaimed in years. So I wonder, why do they keep making these games? It seems like Sega keeps banking on the franchise, and I thought to myself, maybe the series is past its prime. Maybe there's no coming back. To my surprise, there's actually demand for the Blue Hedgehog. If you go online, you'll find a ton of fan-made games, and some I would even say are better than the games made by Sega. Which is kinda odd because in Sonic's heyday, he had very few clones. One that comes to mind is Bubsy the Cat, and I don't think that really went over with fans. Not particularly a good game, not a bad game, but very forgettable, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but after Bubsy, I really don't remember any other franchise that tried to rival Sonic. This could be due to the fact that the industry was leaning more towards 3D, or mascot platformers were kind of phasing out. So the reason I bring all this up about Sonic and his past is for one good reason. Just about every week, I go on Steam to search for games I haven't heard of, or games that catches my eye. Look at reviews and go from there. Maybe I purchase them, maybe I don't. Why? It's because over the past few years I find AAA games to be very formulaic. It almost seems like they're all the same, and I feel like they hold your hand more often than not, leaving no chance for any self-achievement. Then I stumbled upon a game that looked very foreign, yet familiar at the same time. I looked at the reviews and they were overwhelmingly positive. Since it was on sale for $4.99, it was a no-brainer. So what's this game I'm referring to? Well, it's simply called Freedom Planet. So where did this game come from? And really, why aren't a lot of people talking about it? In a world where indie developers are sort of on the rise, I would figure that this game would have been more high profile. Or maybe it was just me who just found out about this game and everybody else knew about it. Either way, I feel it's my job to kind of highlight this game. The game was released July of 2014 on the PC and a year later on Wii U. So what is Freedom Planet? According to its Wikipedia page, Freedom Planet is a cartoony combat-based platform adventure that puts a spunky dragonoid and her friends against an alien attack force. But as good as the story is, that's not what's got my attention. It plays like how I thought Sonic played, yet when I went back to play Sonic, it felt nothing like how I remembered. This is a very common theme if you go back to anything you cherish of your childhood. At least mine. So going back to when I said the fan games being better than the originals, this is no exception. Kinda. Freedom Planet started out as a fan-made game, was kickstarted, and was later turned into an original IP. In the best way possible, it shows. There's 3 playable characters who have similarities to Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic. And to its credit, it's not even trying to hide the fact. The difference is, it's an all-female cast. Something I feel wouldn't have been done in the 90s, but I could be wrong. The characters remind me of Dust and Elysium Tale, which is a great game. It has a very distinct anime/DeviantArt-ish style, which I don't mind, but I do realize is not for everybody. At first glance, it's easy to think Sonic clone, but that's not entirely the case. The game feels like a combination of that whole era, including Mario and Mega Man X. On top of nailing the 16-bit graphics, it controls extremely well. The music is fantastic and very appropriate. Throughout the game, you can unlock the tracks by getting music notes. Unlike Sonic, when you get hit, it doesn't waste your rings or crystals in this matter. Instead, you have a life bar. Another way it sets itself apart from Sonic is that each character has more than one way of attacking its opponent, which I enjoy so much. Freedom Planet has a couple options of play. You can do adventure if you want to see the story play out, or classic mode if you want to avoid all that. It also has time attack mode, and that's really it. Not too many options, but that's kind of expected. So the question is Sonic better than Freedom Planet, or is Freedom Planet better than Sonic? Well, it's kind of a tricky question to answer. Without playing Sonic Lost Worlds and probably other 3D Sonic games, I would definitely say it's better than any 3D Sonic I've played. And how would I rank it against the 2D games? That's really the question. I feel the controls are better than Sonic 1, while the level design is better than Sonic 2. So how does this stack up against Sonic 3? That's a tough one. They both have incredible level design, they both have incredible music, they both have interesting characters. I'm not even sure if I can pick. But if I had to lean towards one, gun to my head, a slight edge towards Freedom Planet. Simply because the gameplay in both are very strong. I can't stress that enough. But I do think that Freedom Planet is a slightly better game. I mean, after all, it had a chance to learn from Sonic, and it almost plays like the true Sonic 4. And that's not to discredit Sega. But this is how I feel today. Tomorrow I could lean more towards Sonic, who knows? It's really up for debate. Also, on a final note, this got me really excited to play Freedom Planet 2 coming out very soon. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Leave your comments below and please let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. This is Chase83. See you next time.